Okay, so this game corrupted the file, so I have to redo this again, watching over it. But this matchup was Fiora, and there was no bone plating or second wind taken by her. She took scaling, so she took conditioning and overgrowth. Now, the Fiora matchup is notoriously hard. You've got to really space it well, and you've got to play a game where you reset her vitals constantly, so that you can walk up and trade with her. Because if you have the vital in front of you and she can just queue it, you won't win the trade and she'll heal off you. The rough part about a Fiora matchup is that we can't build heal reduction because Thormail 20% heal reduction is just crap. You can never proc the full 40. So you have to. So we have to just try and play for our team at that point. So I did get to Cheezer coming into lane, which was really nice. And then I got a good vital spawn behind me. She could have probably queued that vital. I walked forwards and it passed me around the minions, so it was a bit bad. But now, as you see, I've got a bad vital here, so I'll probably walk back and reset it. So to reset vitals like this, it'll just disappear, and then you'll spawn a new one. And that's if you walk off. That's if you walk further away from her. It just does that. It'll fall off you, and then you can reset it. So just walk back towards your turret whenever you have a bad vital, and you think that you need to reset it, so you can walk up, and you should be fine. So the Fiora matchup, especially when they don't take Ignite, is winnable early. You can get leads in lane. But after that, it does become quite team reliant because you need to group with your team. You will at some point start losing on the side, no matter what, really. When the game goes further, and you want to really play for your team and just see if you can force team fights, because Fiora's a lot harder than Mundo to play in team fights, and she should be slightly behind after lane and phase. So what I would usually do is build Frostfire Gauntlet and straight into Frozen Heart, obviously by tabbies as well, and then that way you get very cheap items, your first two items, so you hit your power spike in mid game a lot earlier than she does, and due to the fact that you should be slightly ahead, you'll hit this even sooner because you'll have more gold available to you, and then you can go and play for your team, and then at that point you try and get a big enough lead from playing with your team there where you can close out the game. But this game, seeing as it was low reload, she did end up being a Smurf. Probably could be Diamond. I'm just guessing completely. It could be any healer really. I don't know what's Smurfing from. It wasn't incredible because of how she laned, but good enough to where I shouldn't have gone the build I probably went, which was Anathema's Chains. Now, Anathema's Chains isn't good versus tree damage because it doesn't block tree damage, apart from rare occasions where, like on Yone, where it's calculated pre-mitigation. But anyway, apart from that, you shouldn't really get it versus tree damage. But I thought that I could outmaneuver the Fiora enough, and I had a large enough lead gathered from lane to go this item and make it worth it. But it didn't end up that way, and this ended up being my first loss on the account. I don't want to blame my teammates, but it is. I am struggling because half the players are Smurfs and half of them aren't, and even when they are Smurfs, they're from varying elos, from like platinum to like master tier, I guess. It's everybody has a completely different idea of how to play the game, and sometimes coming together as a team and having one singular idea just doesn't quite click. I'm not sure why this Ram has ganked me here. It was a bit mad. I don't know whether I could have ghosted at him. I presumed he was just going to flash away if I did. So I didn't ghost at him, and I also just poked him down. Getting grass trades off. See the way I'm pathing. I know that my jungler's coming behind, and I also know that I've got my vital on that side, so I don't want him to be able to proc that. So that's why I path like this. That was good. The Trundle did make me use my ghost here, and luckily I do land the Q. He wasn't a Smurf, and he used his E then for no reason when you should just save it for her flash. But you've got to make do with what you get, I guess. The good thing is, if you're not playing not playing in any Smurf queue, then you won't be against a Fiora this good in this elo, and you will have players like this Trundle on your team, but yeah, the players you're against will also be worse. So as you can see, I've got like a sizable lead right now, and I've got level 6 on my ulti, so I can look to trade because I know she hasn't got. I know she hasn't got teleport anymore because she just teleport back to lane. So if I can get a positive trade off here, either kill her, because if I didn't hit the double with my Q, then and hit her straight afterwards, and dodge her W, I'd probably get to kill her. But I didn't. But I was happy with it because I got the trade off. She's now low health. Used both her pots into lane. I was going to reset anyway because I had a lot of gold. So the wave's going to slowly push towards me. I'm going to have a teleport advantage, an item advantage, and an XP advantage. It's ideal. It's exactly what you want the lane to be doing. Pushing up into her is relatively difficult because you can't dive her very easily because of how mobile she is and her W. And also because you've got Bammy Cinder, you can't take plates early because she'll just Q at you, and it will not only do a lot of damage to you because you'll hit a vital, but it will also start taking tower aggro. So yeah, freezing versus her and trying to get the kill is better. Obviously, if your jungler is trying to invade top side, then you should also push your lane so that you can help him move there first, and make her have to choose between moving and losing a minion wave that's crashing under her turret. But generally, yeah, freezing is good here, and I presume that's what I start doing, really. Just trimming the wave here, it looks like. Trying to get some positive trades down. A bit unlucky that she played that well, because W in there seems a bit troll from her, but she can W and then she can slow me and then Q my vital, and I won't be able to chase her because she'll be sped and I'll be slowed. Yeah, I think I've slightly broken the freeze here by going for poke, but I was happy with the amount of poke that I've got down. Yeah, the freeze is broken here because I tanked the minions, and not only did I drag them away from doing damage to my minions, but I also did damage them just via my AoE, W, and Bammy Cinder passive. But yeah, I'm happy with the way this lane's going at the moment. Around now is when you have your best time versus Fiora, around these levels, between this like level 11, and then once she gets level 11 it gets a bit worse. Because at this point in the game you have enough damage to kill her if she messes up. Whereas earlier than that you kind of don't, and after that she can't really mess up. But yeah, obviously I'm trading here, trading quite hard. I feel like I'm okay to trade because 1, I'm in my mini wave, 2, I've got ulti, and 3, it's more risky for her because I have teleport even if I did manage to die. So I was looking to trade, obviously, so I can get a HP advantage when I come back to lane. So now I'm going to reset, and I know she's just come back from a reset. So that's why you trade usually. Again, it sort of becomes the dance in lane where you just end up slowly stacking a wave towards a turret, applying a bit of pressure, and then letting the wave bounce back to you, freezing for a little bit, doing the same over and over again. And yeah, that's the way a lot of top lane matchups are played. It kind of pushes into you, they reset, pushes into them, you reset. That's the dance of top lane. Now, I got poor vital spawn there, and if I didn't get a poor vital spawn, I probably would have gone for all in on her. Trying to stop her base here. But I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, she went into this bush. Which is, I was happy for. I mean, she can't reset, she has no pots, and she's not 100% HP. Seeing all in an opportunity here because her Q was down. Dodged that nicely. But now I know she has to reset. And I know she doesn't have teleport, so it's very, very good for me. And she doesn't, so she's got 2 options here. Either she resets or she dies, really. I see their Rammus, so I know that I'm no threat of a jungle gank. I saw she didn't instantly reset. She went for 1 minion, which normally means she's going to stay. But either way, if she doesn't stay, I'm going to take two plates, and she's going to miss a huge wave. And if she does stay, she's going to die. So I was happy with either. Get a little poke off there, and then use my ghost so she can't get away free. Keep chasing her, keep chasing her. Just to flash that. So now she stayed, and she didn't die, but she used her summoner to get away. She's delayed her recall for a long time, so she misses even more XP from the waves, because she misses another wave that she wouldn't have missed. And I still get the plates, so I've got a huge lead now. I think I'm greeding for this plate, because I must need it for an item. Because I've lost a little bit of tempo, which means I get to the lane a little bit later than I would have liked. And can apply pressure on the map a little bit later than I would have liked for that back. But I think I must have done it for a purpose. Probably so I can get my Anathema's chains, it looks like. Which I'm going to plonk on her as soon as she gets back to lane. And my item advantage is huge. I'm very, very strong right now compared to her. So I'll be looking to force 2v2s with my jungler. That would be my usual plan. As my jungler is stronger than Rammus, just due to the fact he can ulti Rammus. And Rammus is then useless because he's not tanky and he doesn't do damage. So yeah, freezing again. She's walking out of vision to try and make me think that she's doing something, but I have a ward on her camp, so I know she's not doing anything, so I'm happy to just keep the freeze for a little while. There's no reason for me to push, I don't need to apply pressure for anything. Don't need to apply pressure for anything, so I have no urgency to hard push. But I wonder why I'm hard pushing here. Oh, I think it was because I saw that the dragon was going to be the next objective. This is why. Dragon was going to be the next objective. I knew that so at least one of their topside camps was up, and their red buff was spawning soon. So I wanted to be able to push in the wave and then move and try and get their jungle camps. I remember why. You'll do everything for a reason. And one of the reasons that you can push in is just so you can get pressure to move and take their camps. And look at that poke. But now I probably won't go for the camps. Now I'll probably go to kill because I know she's got no flash. I know she's got no flash and she's low as hell. Now she's got no W. Now I can run back in. Unfortunate on the timing there. But she's gone back in the turret, so she's going to die now. Cool. Very easy. Their plans changed. I didn't go for their jungle. I went for the dive instead because she decided to take too much damage. She's probably tried to trade so that I couldn't go. If I'm guessing, if I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt that she's thinking a lot about the game, then she probably tried to trade me back just so that I couldn't move. But she didn't realise how much weaker she was. So yeah, very, very good position now. 50 CS ahead, 2 kills and 5 plates ahead. And I got first turret. I'm monstrous compared to her. I've got 2 items and she hasn't even got 1. So even though she's probably a smurf, and even though the matchup's not great, you can easily win it. But it does become you have to play for your team in a bit. And that's where this game falls apart slightly. There's a lot of deaths and a lot of different ideas going around my team. Not typing, but you could just tell everybody was not on the same page when we were going for things. So yeah, obviously I've rotated here. She's not pushing top. The wave's going to push into me, slow push anyway. So that wave is just. So Yasuo should go top here. The wave's slow pushing into him. He's coming. Hopefully he goes top. Him going top here is good. This Yasuo farmed decently. It looks like he's farmed decently. But if I remember rightly, he did like 7k damage in the game. He was first time Yasuo and he could farm on it. But he couldn't fight on it. So yeah, I'd get top here because he's taken the jungle camp, so he wants to go back towards mid. So I'll go and get this slow stacked wave into me. Go and catch 2 full waves here. Good. She's got Divines under it. I'm not scared of her at all at the moment. She doesn't have enough items to threaten me when I'm 2 items. She'll just die no matter what. See a fight going down bot lane, I teleport. Unfortunately, the ward is over the wall, but It is what it is. Pop my ghost early to try and get a reset on the ghost. Easy. Kill there. Keep going onto the Lucian. Get that kill as well. Now here, I remember I want to see what happened here. Because I was waiting for this wave. Oh, she went over the wall. I wasn't looking behind me. Because I wasn't expecting her to be there. And then I saw her very late. I was looking at my wave as to when it was going to hit the turret. So that I could walk through. Then start hitting the turret myself. But yeah, that's like, I guess that's the start of the decline there, because she gets 850 gold off me. And everybody else decides to give her their gold as well. So it was a joint effort and she got fed from it. Like this, there's just no need for this here. It's just very overforced. And then, yeah. She gets another 600 gold on that one. More because she gets another assist on a kill. So she's just got basically a full item here, almost. Just off that fight alone. Crazy. No, it's not a full item, but she got 1500 gold off that fight, which is mad. Which is like a pentakill if everybody's even. So, a lot of gold. But at this point, I think the game's still very winnable. Very winnable. I'm still going to be stronger than her, even though she's got that. I'm still ahead by 50 CS. I'm still very strong. Got a Swain that's strong. Got a Yasuo that I thought was going to be relatively strong. It was hard to play with the Yasuo that couldn't fight, and the Trundle that didn't use his ulti at the correct times and used his pillars extremely badly. And our bot lane was just really bloodthirsty. As you can see, the Samira might be a bit tilted. I think she was like 4-in-1 or 5-in-1. And then she started dying. But here I see the Vel'Koz recall is low. I know that if I can kill him, I can kill both. Do get exhausted, which kind of sucks. But I'm happy to take that. Hit the Q, and this guy comes in. He flashes. Unfortunately, Yasuo misses the knock up there. So, and then, I don't want to show you that, but he just E3 minions and just ended up dying. Didn't even try to fight back the Fiora. So this is, you can see what's going on here. Really, she's just getting a lot of kills. Like, I think my play was fine. I get 2 kills. She didn't get a shutdown on me. My shutdown was gone. I get summoners out of them. I get both summoners out of Fiora. Get the exhaust out of the Twitch. I think it's good for me to do this play. I just think that we shouldn't. 3 other people probably shouldn't die, because the Trundle dies here, if I remember correctly. He decides to walk up for the Q and dies for it. But now she is probably even gold than me, or a little bit higher, because of how much shutdown gold she's got. Even though I am 40 CS ahead, she has got a lot of shutdown gold. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh god, this game is going to be rough. I'm going to try and make a play here. I have Ghost up. I know they have an Exhaust up. I hit that. No hesitation, just go for it. So I am taking out another 2 of them here. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Yasuo just didn't really know how to play as champion, so yeah. He didn't do anything to help me get those 2 kills, and he died for them the last 2 times. Which is a bit sad. But Samira overextends down bot lane here. I knew she was going to die. I didn't have ultimate, so I'm not teleporting in anyway. Not running down there, because I'll just give another kill. And I've got a shutdown now. So she just decides to die there. So you can see how this game just like became a bleed, which I couldn't really stop from obviously the first death from myself was bad because I was not looking. I didn't expect it to come over the wall. From my perspective, I looked back at my screen and I was like, wow, how is she here? So that death was bad, but I think the rest of the deaths, like the other one on the dive, that was fine. I got 3 summers out of it and got 2 for what would have been 2 for 1. But this bleed became unstoppable here. Unfortunately, even though she's just got another 2 kills, she still has ultimate here, so that I can't continue this fight. I have to run away because I can't fight in that. So now she's strong. Now she's doing damage and she's healing off me. I remember here she goes for a debatable like Q onto me, but my Samira E's through it, so the Fiora doesn't die. Yeah, she has a level advantage here. Here, look, I don't know why she E through that. E through that was really bad because she could have just got her ulti off real fast and killed. But it's okay. I can't complain. I am playing in low reload. I know they are going to make mistakes. Can't win every game. And maybe if I played a little bit better, maybe if I was a little bit better, I could have won this one as well. I'm not exactly sure what I would have done differently. But there might be something. Yeah. So here I wanted to go bot lane because they need to go mid. Because I have teleport and the Baron's up and the Baron's the next big objective. If they go push mid, I can take the dragon solo and then move to Baron. Me going top here just seems bad. But they decide they really want to push bot lane. And I'm kind of stuck in my jungle a little bit because but I see the Fiora's not here. So I can walk through into mid lane and I was happy to do this. See, this guy is getting his recall off on a ward. I can land a Q on him if I use my ultimate, so I use my ultimate. Just get into Q range. He flashes away. Unfortunately, my bot lane have overextended for 0 reason. And they've given Fiora 2 more kills. It was just sort of very messy, yeah. And now I am almost 2 levels behind because he will be almost level 15 off getting those kills. Yeah, they get the objective, they get the kills. Not ideal. Now she's getting more healing items. Really rough. So now I'm in a rough position because I want to push this and recall and go bot lane. But now the Isura's gone bot lane instead when he doesn't have teleport and the objective's on the top side of the map. So really struggling to know what to do here. So I really want to make things happen. I see this guy trolling a bit. If I hit that Q, I would have continued going. But kill this one instead. So now, we would have killed here. Again, this is another thing where I don't know if our Trundle was awake fully during this game because he just decided to take the red buff here rather than coming behind the Rammus and getting the kill on the Rammus, which would have secured us the Baron. Instead, but because we need to kind of kill him because Yasuo's not going to come away from bot lane because he's an NPC. So I don't want to force it 4v3. But yeah. It's strange decision making. And here is another strange decision. So my Trundle has ulti. I know that he can just... So at this point I'm thinking Trundle's going to just ulti this so that we can just kill this guy very easily. For some reason Trundle doesn't ulti, so we don't end up killing him. And then we all die. Yeah. When we still have... Yeah, the Trundle ulti up. At this point I kind of thought probably going to lose this game. I don't think there's much I can do to stop the bleed here. And I don't think I can impose my will on them enough to make them play a little bit better or play a little bit more in tune with me. I was trying to play in tune with them, but it's very hard because they all had different ideas. The Yasuo didn't want to fight, he just wanted to farm, he was a bit passive. Well, I don't know, he really just wanted to farm, and I don't know how he expected to win the game. I guess just eventually gets level 18 and then try and hit like a big knock up and win. My bot lane really wanted to fight, and my jungler really wanted to farm jungle. So yeah, because everybody had differing ideas of what they really wanted to do. But this point in the game, it is still winnable. Like, I'd be okay with this point at this game state in higher elo. I'd be fine with it. 100 CS lead on mid lane. I was like, he's just going to be strong. I'm a level and like 3/4 down, but it doesn't matter. Fiora's a lot harder to play in team fights than I am. I can still do my job and run and kill their backline because Twitch is going to stand still, and so is the Vel'Koz when he's using abilities. I can kill those two. Yeah, I thought maybe the Trundle would come down bot here and kill this guy, but he just really enjoyed taking jungle camps. And we saw them going towards mid here. We saw the Fiora rotating. I did ping it, danger, but for some reason they walked up to her and died for it again. Yeah, and at this point, I'm trying to kill their back line, but I'm getting exhausted. I don't have my ghost up. It's an exercise in futility at this point to even try and fight that, but I think that is the game. Yeah, though sometimes it is a bit rough. I wish I knew what I could have done better this game, but I think I played how I would play in higher elo, so I'm not too ashamed of how I've played in this one. But yeah, that was it, and then they closed the game out, so good game to them. Nice win.